Good morning. Good morning. It is Monday morning here in Tokyo, Japan, and it's a public holiday. I didn't realize I was actually up, and I made my kids little bento boxes as we do in Japan and had them all packed and in the school bag. And then I was told it's a public holiday. What are you doing? So anyway, for the rest of the country, they're having a day off, except on the first floor of my building, as some of you know, opening up a tea stand. It's called Tea Stand Nana meaning number 7. It's going to be a cool little tea shop. It's kind of targeted at the youth market, young adult youth market, and it's going to be cool, and it's opening 1st of November, and the guys are working on it right now. This guy's like working on it right now as we speak, so that's kind of cool. I was like, hang on, it's a public holiday, and they said there's a deadline. Like, oh right, and they're working on it. So everyone's working around me except the other 130 million people in Japan. But I wanted to come on because I wanted to talk about 4 common mistakes I see over and over and over again on LinkedIn. Certainly with this is mainly related to your the way that you're presenting yourself on LinkedIn, and in particular one's profile. And this is something that can be fixed really, really easy, and something that you should have in mind over and over again. Now, and I'm talking from the point of view as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. As all of you know, if you've followed me for any length of time, if you are using LinkedIn as a source of nonstop leads, and then getting those leads into your discovery calls, into your sales presentations for you to then actually close them and do business with them. First of all, and as you know, you've got to stop the idea that LinkedIn is this CV depository, online depository of CVs. It's not. Remember this, guys, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, a CV is used for getting a job, okay? A website or a landing page is used to generate engagement, is used to generate client activity, is used to funnel someone through and get into a discussion with them or get them to take some action. So why are you using a CV on LinkedIn if you want to get clients? It doesn't make sense. You're bringing, it's like that Sean Connery quote in Goodfellas, I think, or one of the movies, can't remember which one it was, where he says, you bring a knife to a gunfight. That's what you're doing. You're using the wrong tool. You're using the wrong tool on LinkedIn. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are a business owner, if you're using the wrong tool, this is what it feels like. That's what's happening to you on LinkedIn, right? No one is reaching out to you unless they're trying to sell you something. And when you do go out and you reach out to people, they say thanks, and it stops there. And and that's why so many people think LinkedIn sucks. It's because they're using the wrong tool to get the result that they're looking for. Right? And it will show up like this, guys. If you are not getting into consistent conversations, if there's no inbound at all, that's a concern as well. The fact is, though, really, and I know there's some other coaches that are teaching this, you don't want to chase people, you want them to come to you and blah, blah, blah. That is so unpredictable. That takes so long on LinkedIn unless you have established a network, a large network of very active people on LinkedIn. And these people are very aware of what you do and how you do it. And the problem is, for most of you, you are using the wrong tool. So even if you had a large network, even if they were vastly or the majority of them actually active, you're still not getting anything, right? Like, you've got to ask yourself, in the last 3 months, how many conversations did you get in with ideal client leads about your offer? And then how many of them went to some kind of phone call, discovery call, meeting? And then how many of them did you actually close or enroll? Now, if the answer is 0, well, then you know it's not working. Even if it's only a couple and you've had hundreds and hundreds of conversations, which I doubt you'd probably have that, there's a huge issue there. Now, there's 4 things that you can really fix straight away, right? And the first one that I see is people just aren't using all, and I use the media not as in the pictures where you can update media in LinkedIn. When I use the word media, I'm talking about your whole profile. So many business owners and entrepreneurs are not using all the free media space or the real estate of that profile LinkedIn's giving you. It's a huge issue because there's so much space there, and you're able to add to it and add to it and add to it. I haven't seen a limit yet in terms of how many experience sections and stuff like that. I mean, I've seen some guys that there's one guy out of Singapore, you know, his page I find just ridiculous, but just goes on and on and on. He's got like at least 40 experience sections that just talk, you know, anything he does, anything he puts up there as an experience section. It's a bit annoying, to be frank. However, not using the media space that they gave you is a huge waste, because a large majority of it is going to be searchable and indexed, and therefore you're going to be found. There's also a feeling of completeness when someone sees that you actually have constructed and put the time in the profile, especially if you're going after active players, because you've got to remember, these active players, they are seeing people every day. They're going in and they're looking at profiles, they're engaging with people. And if you are trying to use LinkedIn as a tool for client generation, if they come and look at your profile and they don't see that completeness, they don't see that you've put any kind of effort in constructing and using all that media, it really is going to put a dent in that feeling they have towards you as an authority in that space. So really ensure that you are using all of the media available to you on LinkedIn. And there's tons of it. Right? You can add those experience sections, those summary sections. There's the other parts where you've got the different projects you've worked on, the patterns that you've had, publication. I mean, there's so many elements to the platform that you really should be looking at how you can maximize and use it all. Not using that, I mean, it's just one of the most basic things, and can really affect outcomes and conversions, right? Because when someone lands on your profile and they don't see that, they don't have that sense that you've put any effort in, it translates through to other things like, well, maybe he's actually not that good at that, or maybe she's not qualified in that area. And it's not because that you're not, it's just that's the client facing part of you online. Because you've got to remember, when someone does a search on Google, when they're trying to check you out, pretty much, unless you've got a really, really common name, pretty much you can get #1 ranking on Google through your LinkedIn presence and through the activity that you do on LinkedIn. You know, LinkedIn is an authority site. It's been around for, I think, since 2003. So it's the grandfather of the internet, really, in terms of modern internet usage. And it's fully indexed, and Google love it. You know, it gets picked up by Google all the time. So guys, the first thing you've got to do, make sure you are using all the media, all the real estate available to you on LinkedIn. It is vital. Don't waste it. You know, in this kind of day and age, media is expensive, right? And we've got your paid media and your earned media, all these terms. However, LinkedIn's giving you this space, and they've collected all these people all into one little location, and they're giving you a chance to have impact there. So don't waste that. The other thing that I see all the time, and it's really interesting, is people sound like everyone else. When I look at these profiles, they're using the same phraseology. They're using the same verbiage in their profiles. You are unique, right? You are. As a business owner, as an entrepreneur, there is a story there. There is an understanding of the problem that you solve that is probably deeper than the people that actually have that problem. Certainly in many cases, many of the business owners and entrepreneurs that I coach, they've come from that industry, or they're solving a problem they've been involved in. If they haven't, they've actually then studied it, and they've looked at what those issues are, and they've dived deep into those issues. And the thing is, on your profile, if you have framed it in a way where you're just offering a solution that sounds like everyone else, it's the same word, then you're absolutely wasting the opportunity to really bring you to the forefront. Now, you've got to be careful when you write in LinkedIn. Use first person, use I. Okay, not, when you think of this, when you introduce yourself at a networking event, you're not saying, hello, Tyrone Giuliani, he's a LinkedIn coach, and you're using first person. First person on LinkedIn, I think, is quite powerful. You can get emotive with it, and it just it's simpler. It's a simpler way of writing. People are used to reading things like this now. And this is the thing, on LinkedIn, everyone thinks, oh, it's business, business, business. This is one of the rules that I talk about that you should smash. Everyone thinks business, business, business. So therefore I've got to be formal, and I have to, no. I see the best results. I see the highest engagement, highest conversions when people are talking about themselves in first person. But this is the hard part, and this is one of the number 3 thing I really wanted to talk about, is you've got to be careful of your personal branding and boasting, okay? Because people don't like a braggart. They don't like to see someone saying, I. Now, your profile should be talking about your success stories, but it should be framed in a way, and you have to find a way to make sure that you're not being boastful. So that's one of the challenges, right? However, the profile should be focused on results that you are getting for people, or outcomes that you're looking to achieve for the people that are your ideal targets. So be really careful. I had one client come to me, and she's lovely. She's fantastic. She does so much great work for people. However, and she got recognized by LinkedIn a couple of years back as one of the top influential people in her space. The problem is, when she came to me with her profile, it was like an award ceremony. It really was, and she knew it as well. And we completely changed that. Let me say this: as soon as she changed it, she got her first ever client off LinkedIn, and then 3 more after that, very, very, very quickly, because the profile shifted from her, and it went and looked at showing that there was a solution she had to a major problem that these people were suffering, and that she could take them from this level to a new level. So her profile, and you've got to be really, really careful. Her personal brand is awesome. When you meet her, she is just fabulous. She's smart, witty, great. She's energetic. She's got tons of history, but that profile was all, I accomplished, I got this. Every experience section was, I got this, I won this, I won, I. No one wants to read that. And that's why she was getting 0 off LinkedIn. No one wants to read a profile that is all about that person. They just don't. So be very, very aware of, when you're creating your personal brand on LinkedIn, that are you going boastful? And if you are, you've got to pull it back, and you have to find a way to create your messaging so it is showing that you understand your ideal client avatar, you understand the pain, the problems that they have, and you can show that you have a solution, and you can show how you do it, how great it is, but do it in a way that is not waving that huge flag saying, I'm so cool, because people just don't believe it. Or not only don't they believe it, but people just get bored of it and they'll just switch off. So be very careful on that personal branding versus boasting. And that ties in with sounding like everyone else. You have to come in and you have to really think about how you can present your uniqueness on LinkedIn. Otherwise, you are just going to be lumped in with everyone else. And I see that over and over again. The fourth thing I wanted to quickly mention is it's letting your profile go stale and just be static. And this is a huge one. I speak to many entrepreneurs every month, and one of the common things I hear, well, I haven't really touched it for a year, or, well, I opened up my LinkedIn like 2 years ago, or 6 years ago. Yeah, I'm still using this one. I've done one update recently with the experience section. Oh, that is a killer. That is a killer, because you should be looking. You need to come at your profile thinking of it as a fluid, dynamic representation of you. And the way you were 6 months ago is different to the way you were a year ago, and definitely the way you were 3 years ago, especially as a business owner, especially as an entrepreneur. There is growth. Well, I hope there is. There is growth in your business, in you, in the way you're presenting and representing yourself, in the experiences that you've gained, in the results that you've got for people. And if your profile is static and is stale and is stuck a year back, even 6 months back, it is time to refresh. So always be going in there. Do not be afraid of going in there and changing that profile up, testing it, see how it goes. You'd be surprised, just some subtle shifts, rewording, changes in the way that you've done your headlining and use of keywords and optimization. It can have massive impact on visibility. And it can really help conversions. So guys, if you have not done anything to your LinkedIn in at least the last 6 months, it's time to go back in and really go deep into it and review what you're presenting to the market, and think of the current success. Think of where you are in your business, where you are in your thoughts, your mentality, your mindset, and have that reflected in your profile. And if that means adding video, do that as well. Having a chance to present yourself to the market via video now is an awesome thing to have on LinkedIn. So think about ways that you are able to present the current you on LinkedIn, right? Not the LinkedIn 6 months ago, not the LinkedIn 3 years ago, the current you, because that's what people are going to get when they connect with you. They're going to get the current you. So you need to have that profile really reflecting. And this is something that I do regularly, literally on Saturday. I was in there making some changes. And, even as I used LinkedIn for my businesses. That's how I built my businesses. It was a huge channel for me, and I built it. So it wasn't like I woke up one day and I'm going to be a LinkedIn coach because I can see people don't know how to use it. I built my businesses. I've used it since April 2004. I've been on LinkedIn for all that time, and I've made millions off it in fees. Now, and I coach now other business owners and entrepreneurs to do this. I can see their issues within 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds. I can come up with a whole host of things that need to be changed. And it's so funny, even so I can do that for them. But when I look at my profile, I find it hard. So I went in there this weekend and okay, I got to make some changes, and I'm never happy with it. But done is better than perfect. I'm always looking at ways to make sure that my profile looks different to other people. It sounds different. It looks different. It feels different than everyone else on LinkedIn. And that's important because when people land on my profile, I want them to feel that. I don't want them just to look. I actually want them to feel something when they land on my profile. So I go in there and regularly look at it. It's not the best it can be, of course, but I'm aware of that, and I try to make those changes and make those adjustments regularly. So that's the thing you need to do, guys. Don't let it go stale. Don't let it go stagnant. Get in there and make the changes and make it current, okay? Because that is what's killing it as well, because you may have stuff in there that you are no longer interested in doing, that you are no longer interested in showcasing. Remember, LinkedIn isn't some legal document, right? LinkedIn is just a website. It's not owned by the government. You're not using it as a audit tool. It's a chance for you to show and represent what you want your ideal clients to see. Always keep that in mind. It's not about you. It's about getting a message to your ideal client avatar. So there are the 4 common mistakes I see over and over and over again on LinkedIn, and they're so easy to fix. So get cracking on that. If that's something, if you're at a point now where you've tried it and you're not getting it, it's not working for you, reach out to us, make a booking. We'll get on a call. We'll find out what's working. We'll find out what's not working, and we'll find out where you want to go with LinkedIn. And if that's something that I can help you with, I'll absolutely show you. I'll show you the blueprint how. I'll tell you we can fix you or not. I'll show you the blueprint how. And, if we can't help you, I'm going to tell you that as well. I'm going to steer you towards a different resource to get you that outcome. So don't sit there laboring away and getting no results over and over again. If you've been trying it and you just can't crack the code on LinkedIn, reach out. It took me a while. It took me a couple of years to really get into the swing of things with it, but I've perfected it now. So reach out if you are at a point where you are serious, you are not a dabbler, you know your clients are there, and you're not getting any of them coming to you, or when you reach out to them, they're ignoring you. That's a horrible situation to be in. So don't waste the platform. It is sitting there. They're making billions every year, so it's time for you to get in there and claim your slice of the pie. It really is. Every day you're not on there as a business owner, as a B2B entrepreneur, and you're not on there getting clients for free. It is a time dedication to it. But man, when you can actually close, engage, start relationships with your ideal clients, it's fantastic. It's not like Facebook, guys. It's a hugely different platform. So reach out if you need some help, and we will see if there's a match. Okay, have a great one, everyone. As I said, it's a public holiday here today, but I've got stuff to do. So, and I think it's Thanksgiving Monday for the Canadians. So happy Thanksgiving, if that's what you're saying. All right, see you guys. Bye.